115 years ago, Cleveland was a sleepy little farming settlement along the banks of the Cuyahoga River.
But in the early 1860s came change. The Civil War erupted. Tonight, in part 2 of my special report of the 2010 census, we take a look at where Cleveland was to where it went in the 20th century to where it is now. It was the American Civil War of the 1860s which pushed Cleveland from sleepy small town to muscular manufacturing center. Industrial needs of the Civil War fired Cleveland into heavy manufacturing. In 1860, Cleveland is really just a very small town. But along comes the war in 1861. And the business people in Cleveland realize they need to help the war effort by manufacturing and selling things. They also realize there's money to be made, and Cleveland begins to grow. By 1870, Cleveland's population is more than double to 93,000. The city stretches its arms, pulling in workers. By the early 20th century, 1 of every 6 millionaires in the world lives in Cleveland. Men with vision, pushing Cleveland industry. Into the 20th century barrels Cleveland. Its heavy industry gives it prominence worldwide. Population surges. So much so, by 1950, Cleveland boasts nearly 915,000 people. That was during the heyday of heavy industry in Cleveland. Times have changed, and the heavy industrial spine of Cleveland is no longer what it was. The 2010 census shows us that the major emphasis now is on other industries.
These are smaller operations, more nimble operations, producing different kinds of products. They don't employ hundreds of employees or thousands. They might employ somewhere between 50 and 100 employees.
In 2010, Cleveland's population trickles to 431,000 people. Though there is still some manufacturing, many of the manufacturing Goliaths which peppered the industrial landscape have disappeared. However, growing is new industry. Major medical institutions in Cleveland. The little settlement of 215 years ago has reinvented itself several times, doing it again now. The census of 1860 shows Cleveland then. Census of 2010 shows it 150 years later. Now Cleveland repositions itself for new times in this new century. To see